Just wanted to talk, that's all.
I've gone full Major League 2. If you're listening to the podcast, you're not watching, I've got the tape over the Yankees logo. We've gone full Randy Quaid in Major League 2. Guys, this is pathetic. Pathetic. Nice debut for Paul Blackburn, by the way. 7 earned runs in his debut. You go dumpster diving, you end up with trash. At some point, this organization needs to look in the mirror and realize they don't have the personnel leading the charge to put the team in place that can get the job done. At some point, you have to ask yourselves, why are the fans booing the Yankees on a Saturday afternoon at Yankee Stadium in a game where they're playing their arch rivals, the Boston Red Sox? That should never happen, ever. I just can't fathom how the executive leadership of this team watched the Yankees win 4 championships in 5 years based on fundamental play, based on a team-first mentality, small ball, doing the little things right, taking advantage of mistakes and not making mistakes yourself. We watched a dynasty built around those fundamental concepts. And you know what they decided to do? Throw all of that out the window and switch to a home run or nothing mentality for now 2 decades. 2 decades. Let's rant. They have completely thrown away any concept of a team-first, cohesive unit mentality. In the minor leagues, in the major leagues, they're not teaching it. They're not teaching fundamentals. The Yankees took 7 of 8 from the Cardinals, the Rays, and the Twins. Great. Fantastic. But let's be honest, shall we? Those are not heavyweights. Those are tune-up fights. And this team, they're great at tune-ups. The problem is, when real contenders step in the ring, the Yankees end up on the canvas every fucking time. So I asked the question, is this who the Yankees are content to be? A team that pounds tomato cans, but can't hang with the big boys? For years, we have pointed out the same thing over and over and over and over ad nauseum until I could vomit a coat hanger. Fundamentals. Team baseball. Run the bases well. Catch the damn baseball. The things good organizations are built around. The things that the Astros do well, the Dodgers obsess over this stuff, and the Yankees, they have doubled down on one trick. Home runs. Home runs. If the ball leaves the yard, they typically win. If it doesn't, they look like they've never seen a baseball game and are unfamiliar with the sport. Think about it. You get guys on base, and immediately it turns into a blooper reel. Bad reads, guys running into outs, station-to-station baseball. In a league that values athleticism, the Yankees have nothing but DHs. Rice is a DH. Giancarlo's a DH. Judge is a DH right now. Dominguez is a DH right now. I mean, come on. Where are the baseball players? You got outfielders thrown to the wrong base. You got the top prospects, okay? Wells, number 1 pick, hitting 209. Volpe, number 1 pick, hitting 208. Dominguez, top international draft pick, not even playing in the biggest series of the year right now. Guys, it's not bad luck. It's bad management. And nobody pays the price for it. Nobody. And the manager doesn't hold any of the players accountable for doing anything wrong. Not a single person. Aaron Boone is the definition of a participation trophy manager. Everybody's doing great. Nobody's to blame. We'll turn the page. It's all right there in front of us.
All right there in front of us.
And above him, we've got a ghost owner right now. A ghost owner. Where the hell is Hal Steinbrenner? I don't need him to be his dad. I don't need the daily rants. I don't need the back page wars with players. I don't need him stirring up shit. But can the man look like he cares? We never see him in the owner's box. We never see shots of him at the ballpark. He speaks maybe once or twice during the course of the year on his team. And it's always at the owner's meetings that he's not allowed to skip, or spring training when he happens to swing by. And it's about business, TV, money, revenue streams, all that shit. Facial hair policy. How about actual baseball? How about actual pride in what the pinstripes used to mean? The Yankees' formula now is beat up on enough bad teams and bad bullpens to rack up 90 wins, sneak into the playoffs, and cross your fingers. That's their whole fundamental mission statement right now. That's the model. That's not greatness. That's buying a lottery ticket. That is laziness. And here's the truth that hurts. The Yankees are a shell of what they used to be. The team that I grew up watching and idolizing. They're not that team anymore. They're not about baseball. They're about chasing trends and chasing this analytic and that analytic and cashing checks and hoping one year they get lucky. And it's bullshit. They're not chasing championship baseball anymore. They're chasing playoff appearances. And it's not good enough. No one is afraid of the Yankees anymore. No one respects the Yankees game anymore. The only thing the Yankees are good at is hitting home runs against below average pitchers. If that was a winning formula, the Yankees would have a lot more than 27 championships because they've been doing this since 2005. I have personally had it. Heads have to roll, and I'm going to wear this hat every day until they do. Let's get to the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it
There's
going.
not much to really recap. I mean, you see the score. Dog shit. We got a couple of super chats here. Rich says, Yankees offense is basically Joey Gallo. You're not wrong. Paris Scrubs says, I was going to hit up one of the Toronto games in September. This series is a new low. Atrocious, abysmal, unacceptable. They don't deserve our money. Dee's channel says, bring back the squirrel for the love of my sanity. Last I heard, the squirrel was hanging from the fence. Somebody said that he ran into the fence and he got like stuck and he was hanging upside down. I think the squirrel might be dead, guys. I'm sorry. I think the squirrel might be dead. And then Rich also says, Blackburn makes me want the shave rule back. Yeah, I mean, just an abysmal, very tough day to watch the Yankees. You know, both teams were quiet early. It looked like the Yankees had a chance. The Yankees actually executed early. Austin Wells nailed Rafaela trying to go to second base on a delayed steal. You know you fucked up bad when Austin Wells throws you out. But, after that, the Yankees fell apart. I mean, Red Sox jumped out to a 4-0 lead. You had Carlos Narvaez go first to third on a base hit, which surprised me because I know he came up in the Yankee system, so I'm not sure he knew you were allowed to do that. But good for him. From there on out, I mean, you had a home run from Stanton, but other than that, the Yankees did nothing. As I mentioned, Paul Blackburn, 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. Will Warren gave up 5 runs. I'll talk about him in a second. Tim Hill threw the ball okay, I guess, but Yankees had 7 hits, but of course only 1 run, and it was on a solo home run. Same shit, different toilet. Yankees lose 3rd straight. Let's talk about Will Warren. He had a tough day.
Pitcher spotlight.
First couple innings, things looked pretty easy for him. He had the strikeout pitch going, but ultimately he didn't fool the Red Sox for long. 3rd inning, loaded the bases with a walk, hung a curveball to Trevor Story, ripped it into the corner, and then the race was on for the Red Sox. More trouble in the 4th inning, loaded the bases again. Red Sox got a couple of sacrifice flies. Amazing how other teams can score runs without home runs. Who knew? Who knew you were allowed to do that? Warren was done after serving up a leadoff dinger in the 5th inning to Story. 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA up to 4.47. Tough day for him.
Hoo-ah!
And Anthony Volpe had another tough day. I wanted to point out this stat that was brought up by our guy, Max Goodman, who I got to have back on the show. It's been a while. He was with us all the time last year, but I've been so busy this year. I just, I can't customize my schedule as much as I'd like to. But Goodman posted this. There are 88 players with 1,500 plate appearances since the beginning of the 2023 season. So that's now basically the beginning of Volpe's career. Anthony Volpe ranks 88th, that's dead last in batting average, 222, dead last in on-base percentage, 285, and second to last in WRC+, that's weighted runs created plus, and 87th, that's second to last in OPS at 666. Just awful. You can't win like that. You can't win! And at some point, you have to, call a duck, right? I mean, if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's a duck. And in this case, it's a bad shortstop. Volpe is just not a major league caliber player. I tried to preach patience with him. I thought this would be the year, finally catching up to his potential, but it just has not happened. And then, I mean, you look at what we have coming up in the system. Our top prospect, Lombard's hitting .234 with 7 home runs and 400 minor league at-bats. Can we get fucking serious for a minute? This team's talent evaluators cannot be trusted, not for a second. If my house was on fire, I wouldn't trust them to turn on the hose. You got to bring in someone competent to rebuild this organization. You got to fire all the coaches. You got to fire all the scouts. You got to get rid of all the prospects. It might take a 2-3 year reset. This is a rich, very rich organization. They can afford to do this. You got to reset. It's going to take a couple of years. The podcast wouldn't be as exciting because we'll be covering a lot of, tough seasons, tough games. But ultimately, this team needs a reset. You can't just retool. Eventually, you need to rebuild the minor leagues. You got to get fresh blood in there, fresh scouts. You got to get fresh guys in there teaching fundamentals. You got to, get rid of the Randy Levines and the Fishmans and the Cashmans. Hell, might even have to get rid of the Steinbrenners. We got some calls here today. All right, so let's start with Matt from Denver.
Hey, Derek. Matt from Denver. Look, I think we all know that this Yankee team is good enough to beat up on bad teams and not good enough to win against another good team. So it seems like all that's going to happen is we're going to make it to the playoffs in some sort of wild card capacity and then get bounced. Is that what you think?
You sound out of breath. I think you called me during a workout there. But yes, I agree with you 100%. That's the best this team is going to do is probably wild card round. Maybe you win a wild card round if you're at home, but I can't see this team getting any further than the American League Division Series, and that's a shame because the fans deserve better, especially the prices we pay.
Now, don't kill me, but I am a fan of Aaron Boone. I think the
I'm going to kill you.
Was ruining him. But when it comes to split-second decisions, like pinch hitting Jazz in the 8th, he totally gets outmanaged. I mean, what are you expecting? You're expecting him to not go to a lefty, and then lefty, as we know, is way harder to hit than righty. I mean, that's one thing that really annoys me with him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Boone is not a good in-game manager, and we've known that for a while. We got a great point here from Danny Trey, who says the Brewers put most of their money in training, scouting, and coaching, and you know what? They're good year after year. If they had the Yankees payroll, they'd be unstoppable. But Garrett says, not giving any more money to this organization until things change. This is my new hat for a while, baby. Here's Milton.
Hi there, Derek. This is Milton from Texas. Real quick, the statistics. I know they can be tedious sometimes, but they have to be told. The Yankees, there are 11 teams that have a better record than the Yankees, give or take a percentage here and there. And Yankees have 210 home runs. The other 11 teams are either in first or second place, and they average, altogether 11 teams, on average, 156 home runs so far this year. And that tells you a lot. No home runs yesterday, so they lose. 2 days ago, they got 1 home run. They lose. Today, they're losing so far. 1 home run by Stanton. And that's a positive sign. Stanton still hitting home runs, and that's about it. Give me a few hits, and I can replace that in home run with a few hits. But anyway.
Yeah, so the home run or nothing approach is being proven to not work this year. I mean, you got to be. This is a sport that's been around for a long time. You can't reinvent this game. You got to move runners. You got to, to be fair, they have been stealing bags, but you got to run the bases better. You got to do the little things, and this team just doesn't. Here's another voicemail here.
Hey, Derek, it's Ray Tapia, man. Good content as always on your channel. I'm not going to lie, man. This team is absolutely cooked. They look like the 2023 Yankees all over again. And if they can't beat the Red Sox, they're not going to beat the Blue Jays, the Astros, or the Tigers. And I'm sure they're not going to beat the Nationals or the White Sox. It's unfortunate because this team has way too much depth to be playing like this. But hopefully next season things get better because I just don't see nothing happening this season. Take care as always, man. Let's go Yankees.
Well, I don't see anything changing until changes happen at the top. Not just Boone, but Cashman, scouts. I think you got too many cooks in the kitchen. I mean, when you got entire teams of analytics people, making up lineups and things like that, that's too many cooks in the kitchen. You got to get one voice. That's one thing that George Steinbrenner did much better than his son. Everyone knew where the buck stopped, right? Everyone knew who was in charge and who was leading things. And there was no question what his motivation was. It wasn't to make money. It was to win. And that was George Steinbrenner. Quick word from Eric Kratz. True classic, then back to wrap it up.
FT fans, you want to have confidence when you go out in public? Absolutely. We can't all wear a backwards hat like me, but you can get some True Classic fit shirts. It almost looks like, oh, wow, this shirt was tailored for me. Nope, it's every True Classic. This John is soft, it is smooth, and it makes you look a little jacked. I'm just saying.
And Kratz, you are jacked, and you are spot on. True Classic is the spot to go if someone's like, where do I get shirts? True Classic. The colors are fantastic. They've sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers. Their shirts just win. The feel, the tailored look, the price. We all wear True Classic on FT. I mean, Cam Maben literally can't say enough about them too next time we have Cam on. Hit up trueclassic.com/foul. Give it a shot. Upgrade your wardrobe and save on True Classic at trueclassic.com/foul. That's trueclassic.com/FOUL.
All right, so we are now falling behind the Red Sox in the standings. Let me go ahead and get the final standings up here. Sorry, was not prepared. Yankees now 69-60, game and a half behind the Red Sox in the standings, and not looking good. And now they're staring down the barrel of a sweep. So, I mean, you got to be embarrassed if you're the Yankees organization. Robert says they like to prove their fans know better. Yesterday, Wells makes a bonehead decision running, and he's right back in the next day. Same with Volpe. And Samantha says, how can anyone be a fan of Boone? You're not wrong. Guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm going to be here for the rest of the season after every game, like always. But I don't want to get your hopes up. This team's not going to do much this year. I mean, there are years where you just stink as a baseball team. This is one of those years. Unfortunately, until major changes are made within the organization, I don't see it getting better. I don't see them turning it around next year. I'm sure Garrett Cole will be back, and he will be better. But I just can't see them turning it around until they change the way that they value the fundamentals of the game, until they learn how to focus. I mean, it's crazy that guys get better when they leave. I mean, Gleyber Torres, look at the year he had. I mean, Soto's stole 20 bases. He couldn't run the bases last year. The Yankees got to figure it out, and they got to do it quick because it's getting difficult to watch. I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.